the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed, laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The International Virtual Racing League Pinkett Ford Cup Series fires things off for race number 10. Here this season, gonna tackle the high banks and high speeds here at Talladega Super Speedway, the biggest track on schedule this season. Long regular season, 26 races long. We are gonna be 10 deep at the end of tonight's race. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, David the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. There you can see your track information during this 5-minute qualifying session to see who can set the single car pace Here in just a few moments, we'll have your starting lineup already figured out. Track temperature 99 degrees. Tell you what, let's go ahead and get rid of the track information. And as drivers begin to get out on track and lay down those qualifying times, we will begin to bring some of that information to you. But first, why don't we jump right into your championship standings coming in to tonight's race right here at Talladega Super Speedway in the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Jaden Gimbel, top of the point standings. He's got 3 race wins in his back pocket. Gimbel with yet another win last week at Bristol Dirt. That's right, Gimbel tackling the high banks at Bristol. We've got high banks tonight, but they're going to be at a lot faster pace. Tommy Schaefer right there behind Nicholas Presley, Charles Urich. How about Nick Cannon rounding out your top 5? 82 points out of that points lead, but Cannon still with a very solid season so far here tonight. Ryan Farrell, Patrick Gaspar right there, both listed with the turn 3 arch blazoned on their numbers. Those are previous race winners, and as the music begins to fade out in the background, we're going to begin to have a little bit more of a clearer picture. Who will take the pole position here tonight? Track a very busy place, so we'll go ahead and get rid of your point standings and begin to throw that qualifying information up over to the left-hand side of your screen. Drivers beginning to quickly lay down some times. Top of the speed charts, 54 flat for that 26 of Matthew Baker. He goes top of the speed charts here with just about 2.5 minutes remaining here halfway through the qualifying session. 12 drivers, 14 now quickly on the board, and Matthew Baker keeps the quick time so far here tonight, 54 flat. Patrick Gaspar got a knock on the door of the top 5. He'll slide right there in 6th. How about Nick Goebel at 24, just barely inside the top 20. He's going to get knocked down as more drivers begin to make their way through the front of this running order, laying down their times laps. Jaden Gimbel just kind of hanging out back there outside of the top 25. Doesn't really matter where you qualify here at Talladega. It's all about where you finish. You got to give yourself a shot to finish at the front. And right now, new pole sitter. Quick time belongs now to the 75 Chevy Z01 Camaro, piloted by Jaden Darling. Darling right there, just barely snatching that pole away. 53.99 is now your provisional pole time. Let's see, do we got anybody else out there on track? Looks like the 71 of Nathan Line putting in a time. I believe Donald Bennett also out there on track. Looks like Bennett going to go outside of the top 25 with his first time lap with just about 60 seconds remaining here in qualifying. Only a handful of drivers yet left with an opportunity. Can Stuart Bennett? How about Cade Gimbel, Nathan Line? Can any of those drivers get up there and snatch that provisional pole away from Jaden Darling? Top of the speed chart still. Quick time, 53.99. And with just about 20 seconds left, I believe that's going to be it. And Jaden Darling going to walk away with the pole position here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break, then head trackside for your national anthem and starting lineup. Don't go anywhere, race fans. There's going to be some big-time action on tap here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Who broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back trackside as drivers fire the engines and get ready to roll off the starting grid. You know the sounds in the background. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup here at Talladega Super Speedway in the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series, starting inside row number 1. Your pole sitter inside his 75 Chevy ZL1 Camaro, Jaden Darling, takes the top spot in qualifying. Will start from inside row 1. Matthew Baker and that 26 right to his outside, Randy Henshaw. Tommy Schaefer back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight belongs to the 45 of Adam Wood, the 76 of Charles Urich. Jason Coleman and Nicholas Pressey back in row 4. Row number 5 here tonight, the 60 of Nick Cannon and the 8 of Brandon Key. Pace car rolls off and back in row number 6, the 17 of Blaney, followed by that 27 of Ryan Henshaw. Row number 7 here tonight, the 86 of Patrick Gaspar, followed by the 49 of Billy Holcomb. John Freeman and Jim Ott back in row 8. Row number 9 here tonight, the 41 and 48 will line up right side by side. Nick Goebel, Jason Ayerson, rounding out your top 20. Chad Hitchcock, Jeff No, right there in row 11. Row number 12 here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway in the Pinkett Ford Cup Series belongs to Nathan Line in the 88 of Chris Whitaker. John Tiller, Quentin Stewart back in row 13. Row 14 here tonight, the 7 of Tyler Gentry and the 31 of Donald Bennett. Matthew Montgomery, Mark Snyder, Charles Vanchnick. Cade Gimbel back in 32nd. A little bit further on through the field, there you see the rest of the team in admins just down the hall in race control. Tip of the cap to each and every one of you. How about that 99 of Darryl Calder making the grid just barely in time to roll off pit road. And Calder will try his hand here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway Field. We'll get ready to go green flag racing this time by. And we're going to set this thing off right the first time here tonight. We're going to go green flag racing right as the iRacing pace car ducks off. We'll let the music fade away in the background and get ready to set these engines ablaze. Let's jump a little bit closer. What do you say? Let's get up and close with this action. Darling bringing them to the restart box. Driver's already getting out of shape here back in the back. Long way to the restart box here. He's going to come around, wait for the boss man of the flag stand to drop that green flag. Side by side, Here we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway. Stage number 1 now underway. Side by side for your top 5 positions. All 5 front rows, all still side by side. Drivers dropping to the bottom lane back behind around mid-pack or so. Looks like a few of these drivers ready to just go single file and try to log some laps. Big move at the front, but there goes the 29. Tommy Schaefer all the way back. He's bailing completely out. He's all the way down on the apron on the bottom of the track. Oh, he's got it underneath him. It's going to be a tough task for him to get back up to speed, back up onto the track. Can't lose the draft here on lap number 1, and Schaefer falls well through the field. Baker takes the top spot as your pole sitter. Doesn't even lead lap number 1. Matthew Baker goes to the point, with Jaden Darling falling back to 3rd. Big run by the drivers on that outside lane, able to make their way up and around that 75 down on the bottom of the racetrack, but that high line now stalling out just a little bit. And oh, looks like we've got Uric. Uric's going to the back. How about the run now by the 94, Nicholas Pressey, with a big push from Brandon Key. He's going to clear on board now with Pressey at the front of this field. Will he drop down? No, here comes, I believe that is the 38. Coming to the inside there. There you see him right behind Brandon Key. We apologize, just couldn't quite see that number in the rear view mirror there. That is actually the 86 of Patrick Gaspar. Big run. And into second, Brandon Key now at the point. New race leader. That's going to be our 3rd different race leader already here tonight. 4 lead changes as we work our way around 1 and 2. Here on lap number 3, stage number 1 will come to a close on lap number 20. Stage 2 back at lap 40, so that stage 2 going to be a little bit shorter with those extra pace laps in the beginning. So look for possible strategy to come into play later on here tonight. Drivers looking for that some bonus points may find themselves choosing to try to stay out all through stage number 2. But if one's going to do it, they're pretty much all going to do it. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes down. Fastest lap of the race turned in that lap by Donald Bennett, all the way back in 30th right now. Bennett in that 31 Chevy CO1 Camaro, all the way back in this field. Fastest lap of the race turned in way back there, way back in the draft. We're still side by side racing up here at the front of this field. The 8 of Brandon Key continues to lead. He's got the HMG Innovations. Whoa, my goodness, 86 pushing him. Patrick Gaspar right there, but Gaspar, very good pusher, very good plate racer. And you can see moments ago that 75 splitting. Or I apologize, that is not the 75. That may be the 60 up there at the top of the speedway. 4th car in line. 17 possibly. There you go. Blaney, yes, Blaney. It's the 17. Big move from the bottom of the racetrack all the way up to the top. Now I'm telling you, side-by-side racing action is what you can expect at these super speedways as we take a look at Nick Cannon, Jaden Darling, Adam Wood, Jay Blaney right there as well. Nathan Ryan, he started way back through this field outside of your top 20 and now sits right there running inside your top 10, up 13 positions. How about the 41? He's up 6 spots as well. Biggest movers of the race right here in this pack, running right around that 10th position, all right here at the front of the field. Looks to be about your top 16 drivers, all within 1 second of each other still, so nobody willing to let up, nobody willing to let go just yet. As we continue green flag racing, there you see drivers ready to race at the front, but you got a pack of drivers right here. Check out this nice, organized, orderly little group right here. A lot of experience back in this group. Charles Urich, Jim Ott, Jason Ayrson, Jaden Gimbel, Ryan Farrell. You got Daryl Calder. How about Donald Bennett? They're all up in this long train of cars. Single file, nice and safe at the bottom of the track here. Just trying to put this stage one in the books. In behind them, the sweet spots 49 of Billy Holcomb leads this long train of drivers from 17th all the way back to it looks to be about 37th. So about 10, 20 cars at least in this long train. Or I apologize, all the way back to 32nd because we've got Mark Snyder right here. He's got himself a little bit of gap back to Cade Kimball. The tender sponsored number 2 will look to try to close in Daryl Calder. All losing the draft just a little bit in his 99 turn 3 Chevy ZL1 Camaro. Calder in danger of losing this entire field, and that could end up bad here. He's only got 13 more laps to try to survive. We'll see if he can't keep that thing at the front, or on the lead lap, I should say, trying to keep himself in front of the race leaders now. Single file beginning to develop at the front. Patrick Gaspar, Brandon Key, Matthew Baker, all nose to tail, single file at the bottom. 4 or 5 cars on the outside lane beginning to lose that momentum. They're not going forward anymore. The 01 still trying to push on that 94 of Pressey, but just not going anywhere right now. Nick Cannon right there running third car outside lane. And oh, almost some contact there. It looked like the 41 may have dropped down to the bottom of the racetrack. Or I apologize, that's the 71 of Nathan Line. Dropping to the bottom of the racetrack. Everybody looking to go single file. And now with a gap between themselves and that second group. If these drivers do begin to get organized and get single file, they could have an advantage here. They could utilize that buffer zone that these second drivers have already given them to their advantage. And just as I say that, beginning to watch the stopwatch and that second group slowly reeling these guys in as they continue this side-by-side racing action up here at the front of the field. We'll go back with your race leaders as they work their way back off of turn 4 through the tri-oval. Lap number 10 gonna go on the boards this time by. Tell you what, you want to know what it's like in a pack, you want to know what it's like out there driving around on this track. Let's jump on board here. Jaden Darling, your pole sitter, with one of the turn 3 on-board cameras here tonight. We've got multiple cameras out through this field. We'll take a look around here in just a brief moment, looking now through the front windshield of Jaden Darling, your pole sitter. Started first, now runs in 7th. You can see all those drivers motoring right on by him down there, or up there on the outside lane. Take a little look, have a little shot of what it looks like in a single file scenario. We'll jump back on board with the 44 of Jason Ayrson right here, running with the number 4 Auto Owners Insurance. Camaro in front of him, Jim Mott in line with Quentin Stewart and Charles Urich. All right here in this second little pack, and you can see them beginning to close in, beginning to ride themselves right to the front. On board for the camera shot here tonight, brought to you by Chad Hitchcock and his 22 machine. Side by side, still close racing here. Lap number 11 back down into turn 3. That's just a little bit of a glimpse, a little bit of an idea of what it looks like around this 2.5+ mile super speedway nestled in Talladega, Alabama. Great track, great facility. If you haven't been, it's absolutely got to be one of those bucket list races. Talladega, an atmosphere unto no other. I mean, I've been to Disney World, I've been to the Daytona 500, I've been to Talladega. And Talladega is by far, whoo-wee, you better be ready. At the front of the field, ready to lead, Jason Coleman takes that top spot. He's going to grab that race lead away from Nicholas Pressey down there on the bottom. Pressey held the race lead for one lap. Then the drivers at the top of the speedway come motoring right all around those top three drivers in line. Coleman, Cannon, and Hitchcock all rode that high side and came right around to the front. Drivers mixing it up, dropping top to bottom, getting different runs, seeing different looks here tonight in that second pack. They have absolutely caught him. It is almost a one long train of cars. We've got a few takers out there on that outside lane. We'll take a look at a handful of them there. You can see right there, 4 drivers all lined up with each other outside lane. 77 of John Tiller right there. Third car outside lane as we go up above the track. Tell you what, why don't we go to one of our turn 3 drone cams here tonight. Follow this field for just a little while. A little bit of an overhead shot. You can see just how close these drivers are, even through these corners. 71, he's had somebody knocking on his rear bumper, trying to get him up through the field. A little bit of a bump draft right there. So 71, easy right there on the tail end of the 75. Drivers trying to get up to the front, pushing the envelope, but look at that string of cars on the bottom of this track. And there is nowhere to go for those 2 or 4 drivers at the top of the speedway. You can see that 75 did have a spot clear, but he didn't want to leave his help, didn't want to leave the guys that have been out there trying to help him get to the front. And something interesting a lot of people don't understand about the draft and the way that it truly works. If you're on that outside and you can just continue to go hard, and we've got green flag pit stops. We've got drivers coming to pit road. Big mix up through the field now as we've got multiple drivers to pit road. Cannon, Hitchcock, Key, Gaspar, Farrell all come to pit road this time around. We've still got 5 laps to go here in stage number 1, so fuel strategy already coming into play. And with the big all of a sudden jump to pit road, forgot what we were even going to say there, so we're just going to keep it all moving here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. How about the run here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway for the International Virtual Racing League's Pinkett Ford Cup Series? All 15 laps tonight have been clean and green. And we've got more drivers to pit road this time by. Will anybody try to stretch it on fuel and make it to the end here on stage number 1? This is going to be a big telltale sign for what drivers are able to do later on when we have that long run to the end of tonight's race. 94 laps at the official scheduled distance. And stage number 2 will come to a close back on lap number 40. So, I mean, you're looking at a 50-plus or right around a 50-lap run to the end of tonight's race. So, the fuel strategy and the fuel mileage game definitely going to come into play if we can see some of these drivers stretch it 18 to 20 laps. That's going to put a lot of drivers on notice and look for a few of them possibly to stay out here at the end of stage number 1. I can assure you we haven't seen the last of the race leads and of the battles. We've got another battle at the front of the field. Jaden Darlin, your pole sitter, back to the point once again, but a big charge headed up on that outside lane by the 12 of Randy Henshaw. He's got the 55 of Jeff No tucked in right behind him. How about that target 41? Ryan Henshaw also out on that outside lane in that 27 machine. They're going to motor themselves right around into the front. And we've got one driver down there on the apron. Gotta be careful right here. Tiptoe through the tulips, boys. Whoa, could have got close right there. I believe that may be the 20 machine. We'll have to take a look around, see if that number is correct. On board now with John Tiller in that 77 as he's running just outside of your top 10. What a run to the front, though, it has been for Randy Henshaw. And his 12 machine came from third. I mean, that's where he started, but he dropped back on the start of this race, dropped all the way back into that second pack. and then shot way up here to the front. We do have a handful of drivers already off of the lead lap here tonight as well. Brandon Zimmerman, Billy Holcomb, both listed off of this lead lap. The 2 of Cade Gimbel, I believe, is also being shown and listed off of the lead lap. Darrell Calder, Tyler Brown, multiple drivers off of the lead lap here. So the stage 1 break should save a few of them. But what if those few drivers have not made a pit stop yet? They're gonna have to come back to pit road anyway. This is gonna get a little bit dicey for a handful of drivers very early here at Talladega, as we've got one more lap around here in stage number 1. Randy Henshaw continuing to lead on the bottom of the racetrack. Look to that outside. Look at that mean green Toyota Camry. The Monster Energy machine trying to get to the front. Adam Wood trying to make a run. He's got this lap and one more. Ricky Bobby inspired 55 of Jeff Ano out there. Just me running in second right now, pushing your stage leader, Randy Henshaw, to the line. Will Henshaw be able to keep it up in the front of the field for one more lap? And no, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. Race control and admin's going ahead and throwing the stage caution. The HMG Innovation stage caution flag flies. First caution of the evening here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. And how about that run by Randy Henshaw? All of these drivers stretching it over 20 laps here on the fuel. So look for the fuel game to change a little bit here in stage number 2 as your stage winner makes his way to the back end of the pace car. We're going to step away from the track for just a brief commercial break, pay a few bills. You know how that goes, race fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with all your green flag action right here from Talladega Super Speedway. And back live trackside just as the iRacing pace car lights go off. The field will get double file and we will refire this thing off for stage number 2. Stage number 1 going to Randy Hinshaw in that 12 machine. Hinshaw snatching a few bonus points. We'll take a look at him. He's all the way back here, almost outside of the top 20. Hinshaw will start way back in row number 10 for this restart of stage number 2. But walking away with a handful of playoff points now in his back pocket. The driver out of Indianapolis, Randy Hinshaw, takes the stage win. And with drivers making their way off of turn 2, we'll jump to the front of the field once again and get set to fire things off. 41 to the inside, Matthew Baker on his outside for the restart. Back in row 2, the 45 of Adam Wood and the 75 of Nathan Line right there. How about John Tiller and Blaney in that 17 machine back in row 3? Patrick Gaspar, Brandon Key lined up side by side, 2 previous race winners in this field, looking for another one to try to run down Jaden Gimbel in that race win column. Gimbel with 3 wins in his back pocket. Ryan Farrell, the only driver to visit victory lane multiple times this season. Man, here we go, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing off of turn number 4. Drivers will group it up, and we will get this thing refired here from Talladega Superspeedway. Long crawl back to the restart box, waiting for the drivers to drop the hammer. And here we go. Green flag flies once again at Talladega Superspeedway. Everybody up through the gears. The 41 gets away from the field very quickly, but I'm not quite so sure that's what you want to do. I'm not quite so sure you want to get away from this field that quickly and that early. And I tell you what, why it's early, why don't we go ahead and mute the mics for a moment? Why don't we get a little closer to the track and turn it up? Three wide at the tail end of this front pack. 3 wide, 2 rows deep. Oh my goodness. 3 wide, 2 rows deep. They're going to begin to sort that all out. Looks like a handful of drivers said, I don't want any part of that. And they're already going to break back down single file. Bottom lane begins to prevail. 4 drivers still stacked up at the front of this field trying to take that race lead away. Patrick Gaspar still right there running with his running mate, that 8 of Brandon Key. The Nichols-sponsored number 8 of Brandon Key now up to second. Big push by Gaspar on that outside lane. Matthew Baker right there, third in line. How about the 88 of Christopher Whitaker? He's up 17 positions from where he started tonight's race, and we're only 15 laps away from this second stage break, race fans. It is hot and heavy. Quick fire action here tonight from Talladega Superspeedway. And as we make our way across the line to begin lap number 27, We'll throw that timing and scoring back over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along just like we do right here up in the production booth. With 37 drivers making the field here tonight, we have still got 35 out there on the track. With only 28 left on the lead lap, we've got a little bit of a mix-up right here at the front of the field. We've now got 6 drivers on the top and about 6 to 7 down there on the bottom lane. Front back beginning to get mixed up. 3 wide once again as the 26 goes to the top line. Matthew Baker on board now. 3 wide to the outside. Big run. Look at that run on the outside. Big push by the 88 of Whitaker, and that's going to push that 26 right to the point at the line. New race leader once again, the 26 of Matthew Baker takes that top spot. Now the 88 looking to drop down to the bottom of the racetrack. 7 going to go along with him, so those 3 cars motor right around on that third lane and right to the race lead. I can assure you, spotters and crew chiefs will be putting that little note in their back pocket. Big push out of that 88 of Whitaker. And look at these 3 cars at the front begin to step away. Knocking on the door already of just 11 laps remaining here in stage number 2. Things beginning to get a little more sorted out right here at the front of the field. There you can see the 45 of Adam Wood, your solo Toyota in this field, because the 23 is already out of tonight's race. One of our only 2 retirements so far. Just the 5 of Mark Schneider and the 23 of Charles Vanchnick out of tonight's race. The 36th and 37th positions in the running order already figured out. It's already in the books. It's already done and over with. Those 2 drivers will walk away with a little bit in the points, but not very much. And we've got our top 12 right here running with each other. Let's go back to the second pack. Want to look again at these drivers that have gotten single file, are willing to wait it on out for a little bit later on in tonight's race and have a clean race car, because there are no fast repairs here in the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. If you break it, you're done. You go home. That's all she wrote. And at a restrictor plate race, we all know how quickly things can happen. So a handful of these drivers willing to give up some stage points or possible stage points in order for a chance to run for that race win. At the end of tonight's race, we've got multiple drivers making up tons of positions right here in this pack. But your biggest mover of the race so far here tonight, running third in line right there, and that Cub Cadet number 7 machine, Tyler Gentry, up 24 positions tonight. Started all the way outside of your top 25, back in 3. Third car inside lane. And as we're right about a third of the way through tonight's race, do want to thank you all for tuning in, joining us here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network for tonight's presentation of the Pinkett Ford Cup Series for the International Virtual Racing League on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. If you're looking for some fast times, head on over to iRacing.com. Big time shout out to our league and title sponsor this season, PinkettFord.org, providing hope and empowerment by enriching the lives of all those affected by breast cancer. Family oriented and operated is the Pinkett Ford organization. 3 cousins, a daughter, all caught up and involved with this organization. You can check out their great stories over there on their website. If you're looking just to help support, or you're looking for some support, or you've just got some generalized questions that you really would like a good point of view from, a very knowledgeable point of view head on over to Pinkett Ford, and they can help you out, help you figure things out along the way. It's always good to have a helping hand, a knowledgeable hand, helping along the way in such a terrible disease that has affected so many lives across so many different families. We all know somebody or know somebody that knows somebody that has dealt with and battled with this disease. And it's just a great thing to see a family like this come together and put out such a great organization. They are an approved 501c3 nonprofit organization, so if you need those donation slips, they got that for you as well. Anything helps at all. If you can give it, go ahead and give it. You can find them over at www.pinkettford.org. Once again, that's www.pinkettford.org. Meanwhile, on the track, right at about 6 laps remaining, here comes that 45 of Adam Wood. We've got 3 drivers lined up nose to tail. We've seen this story play out moments ago with those top 3 on the inside lane. Now will we see it work again? Adam Wood has that 60 of Nick Cannon. And we've got more drivers joining the battle now on the high side. It's going to be hard pressed for Baker to keep this race lead with the numbers at the high side, the momentum, the energy working for that high side. And Adam Wood, he's going to drop right to the bottom as soon as he clears, leave his fellow drivers out to dry. And across the line, Wood will lead a lap, but here comes that 60 of Nick Cannon. Cannon run to the high line, big push from that 17. Ooh, and out of shape off of turn 2. 17 goes right to the point. And Blaney trying to get a lap back, racing with these Oh, and contact. There's contact. Oh, first big caution at the front of the field. Oh, no. Ooh, drivers coming through. Wow. How that didn't end up worse, I don't know. You seen it all unfold and happen right there in front of your eyes on screen. The 60 caught up involved. Nathan Line caught up involved. Let's go back and check the Pinkett Ford replay. There's already the contact. 77 into the 71. Catches the 60. How about the 86? Going to come in sliding a little bit, catch a piece of the action. We'll see if we can't catch one more look at it here from a different vantage point. Yeah, just carnage, chaos. 41 target machine caught up involved. Trouble at the front of the field. Oh my gosh, did you see Charles Urich? Ooh, I don't know how Urich made it through, but sheesh, he sure. Ooh, I don't know. He may need a porta-john very quickly after this race, if you catch what I'm saying there. That was close. And well, gonna be interesting here because the stage is less than 5 laps away. Gonna be interesting to see whether or not these admins call this the stage, and it looks like it possibly could be, with a lot of drivers beginning to come down pit road. We're going to stay with Adam Wood for just a moment because it doesn't look like anybody's staying out. And just as we say that, I'm going to eat my words. The FX number 11 of Quentin Stewart, he's going to stay out. Your pole sitter, Jaden Darling, right there in that 75.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're gonna lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get you.
And back trackside after a little bit of a technical hiccup. Drivers receiving the one to go. Into turn number 3 once again. We'll stack it up, go double file. Here from Talladega Super Speedway, we've seen our first caution of the evening moments ago, and it looks like that will bring it in to stage number 2 now in the bag. Adam Wood will take the stage win, I do believe, unless we've got ourselves a little shootout right here coming to the end of the stage. And well, we've still got 2 laps left. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We may see our whoa and a stack up at the back. I don't know what's going on back there. You can see these drivers all trying to come to the green flag. All sorts of out of whack back in the tail end of this field. A big stack up there. You can see Donald Bennett in the 31. Evasive action taken. And now everybody beginning to try to close back in here as race leader gets on the gas. Green flag flies. Once again here from Talladega Super Speedway, Adam Wood off to a good run here. Brandon Key well and away from the driver in third place, third in line on the bottom of the racetrack. And now you can see that 48 beginning to close in. Outside run on its way and right to the front. Matthew Baker with a big push from Tyler Gentry. Ryan Farrell right there as well. How about the turnaround here tonight for Farrell? Started back in 5th, now run. Whoa, big push out of Brandon Key. Big push. Baker to the bottom. Gentry gonna follow suit. The 43 of Farrell to the top of the speedway. Whitaker on his bumper. Here comes your pole sitter. Back through this field. He's going to try to make his way back up inside the top 20. Darling involved in that coming to green kerfuffle. This one, we'll call it a little bit of a, I don't even know. We'll just keep on moving here up at the front of the field. The 55 of Jeff No right there. He's been running solid all night long. And we'll drop that timing and scoring back over to the left-hand side of your screen. Once again, let you follow along just like we do here from the production booth. And I want to take a moment to mention some of these drivers that are still one lap down. Darrell Calder fell out of touch with the race leaders early here tonight. Found himself in a tough situation. One lap down, and he has been stuck one lap down. He's going to need a caution here to try to get himself back on the lead lap, and we're going to go 3 wide. We're going to go 3 wide at the front of the field in the middle. 43 of Farrell leading Brandon Key. 2 drivers at the top. John Tiller, I apologize, to the top of the speedway in his 77 machine. Oh, in the 55, he's going to back out. He's going to fall right in line down there. 4th car, middle lane, and that's going to stall that high side out. We'll go back double file around the track, running right around side by side, right at that 4th position. Adam Wood in the 45 Monster Energy Machine, your stage 2 winner. Sitting in 4th now, side by side with Ryan Farrell. Top 17, 18 drivers all locked in, all running right here with each other, front of the field. And a little bit of a separation. You can see him right there, right around that 14th position. Tommy Schaefer, that's where you get that 1 second interval from your race leader. But Schaefer still right here in this lead pack. You got to go back to the 71 right here. Nathan Line leading Jaden Darling. Jim Ott right there, 3rd car in line. Donald Bennett right behind that for Auto Owners Insurance Machine. Running in 21st right now. These drivers have separated themselves on purpose, but they got to be careful losing too much time. They've already dropped a 3-second gap to the 16 of Ryan Henshaw. I apologize. There's Henshaw in that 27 machine, tail end of this lead lap, of this lead pack. I apologize. Lead pack here. So you got to be careful if you're those drivers 18th on back, man. You don't want to be there. You want to give yourself some time to be able to get the cars woed up should there be a problem up front, but you also toe that fine line of being too far back where even single file running will not catch you back up. The only hope that they're going to have is if these drivers front of this field continue to go side by side. That's going to put a bigger hole in the air for the drivers running single file, even 3 seconds behind to get through. And we'll stay side by side right here. Top 3 clean and clear. Ryan Farrell leads. Brandon Key, Chris Whitaker right there running in 3rd. John Tiller back in 4th, rounding out your top 5. Oh, we've got one driver down on the apron. One driver to the apron, and he's going to lose a ton of time here. I believe that may have been... Are we seeing that right? Trying to see who that was coming off pit road, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to run that one down. So back to the front with your race leader. 4-car breakaway at the front as these race leaders begin to run down. Nicholas Pressey right there on that. Or actually, I apologize. That is not Nicholas Pressey. That is the Target 41 machine here tonight. Debut race at the Super Speedway. That's got to be a tough pill to swallow. Some early contact in stage number 2 has brought the day to a dismal finish. It's not the end yet, but a dismal finish there for that 41 machine. Now Nicholas Pressey in the 94 Ford Mustang up at the top of the speedway. Excuse me, up at the top of the speedway, allowing the race leaders to keep that inside lane. And we've got long train of single file cars now here at the front of this field. Have drivers decided to settle in single file all the way through your top 10 and even further on back, all the way back right here, driver tail end of this field. 27 of Ryan Henshaw. Henshaw running in that 17th position. How about we go right here with that 48? We were single file, and well, the 55 of Jeff No said, no, I'm not going to stay single file. I want to move up. 24 of Nick Goebel going to try to run with him. Goebel right there pushing on that rear bumper. 3, 4, 5 drivers lined up on that outside lane, making a 6 now as that 27 of Henshaw has joined the party. Henshaw tired of being the last driver in line. He's looking to gain a spot or two here. There's the 42 of John Freeman up in the mix. Freeman having a solid run here tonight. As I tell you what, why don't we go overhead here? Why don't we take a look off the front end of the 22 of Chad Hitchcock. Check these drivers mixing it up all around him. Here's that 77 to the high side right behind Charles Zurich in that 76 machine. Long train of cars right in front of Chad Hitchcock, running right here in that 16th position, right where he qualified here tonight. So not really a mover or shaker here tonight, but just keeping himself right where he needs to be, right up in the mix. Should we get some trouble at the front, he's got himself just enough time to try to back out of it as we stay double file racing all the way through the front of this field. Now that outside lane has caught up to the fourth driver in line down on the bottom of the racetrack. So the battle for the race lead will commence here in about 1.5, maybe 2 laps. We should see that 55 of Jeff No up there battling with that 43 of Ryan Farrell for the race lead. Big push by Nicholas Pressey. Not Pressey, I apologize, by Brandon Key. Will Key stay down on the bottom with the driver he pushed to the front, or will he jump to that high line? And Nicholas Pressey trying to hold on to this lead pack right here, trying to keep himself in that lucky dog position. Should we have one of those cautions fly here tonight? The HMG Innovations caution flag has been very scarce here tonight. The stage number 1 was clean and clear of all caution flags. So your first caution of the night did wait for the stage break. And we had ourselves our first on-track incident there coming towards the end of stage number 2, and that has caught a handful of drivers out here tonight. It has put a handful of them back behind the wall and out of tonight's race. "44 laps remaining now, well over halfway through tonight's field. And what do you say we go ahead and take a little look-see around the track, take a look through this field as that outside lane slowly beginning to gain, and the drivers on the inside beginning to push a little bit more as they see that outside lane gaining the momentum. Drivers wiggling all over. There's the move. Brandon Key goes to the top, tries to make the move, thinks better of it, and back to the bottom of the raceway. That is just going to hurt that inside lane, as now Jeff No goes motoring around on the top side, and he will take that race lead. Nick Goebel going to clear the inside lane as well. He'll look to the bottom of the track. Whoa, a little bit of a move there, trying to fake out that 55. Where does No go? He's going to keep it at the top. Looks like that 24 of Goebel wants to go to the bottom of the racetrack, but just not able to go with any confidence yet. They stack up on the outside. Big pushes on that outside lane. Big pushes on the outside lane. Nick Goebel not able to clear Ryan Farrell just yet. Where did he come from, man? Jaden Gimbel, all of a sudden, late in the race here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway, and there he is, right there, front of the field, running third car, outside lane, looking to drift down to the bottom. It looks like, yes, the top 3-4 drivers will hit the elevator button and drop to the bottom of the racetrack. Leave that high side desperate for a little bit more energy and more drivers here. Big side draft attempt by Charles Zurich. Zurich trying a huge, I believe that is Zurich. And yes, it was that 76 of Charles Zurich trying a big side draft move, and he's going to open up a hole right behind Jaden Gimbel, and he's going to drop right to the bottom of the racetrack. Outside lane now beginning to go away just to make that 3 drivers left on the high side. Already losing a ton of time now. This second pack has got to be thinking about something different here tonight, because it is just not what it needs to be at this point in time. They are down 10 seconds from your top drivers. I mean, that is a ton of time. Right here, tail end of this lead pack. That 42 of John Freeman. He's got Nicholas Pressey right behind him, keeping in line, keeping himself in tow. In that lucky dog position, in a very fortunate position right now with this lead pack. But Jim Ott, Nathan Line, Jason Harrison, Donald Bennett back here, all running in this long train of cars, have all got a lot of ground to be making up here. They are over 8.5 seconds back from the pack in front. Man, it's gonna be it's gonna be hard for them to catch back up. I mean, that's a lot of ground to give up and a lot of time to try to regain here at the super speedway. You can see them off in the distance. Tell you what, why don't we jump on board here with Jim Ott as he leads this second line of drivers, and you'll see just way off in the distance as we work our way through 3 and 4. You'll see way off in the distance that lead pack. So you can see them. Well, you can't see them right here through the trioval. We'll have to wait to get back to the backstretch again to prove I'm not crazy. I mean, I am. Well, I mean, never. You know what? Never mind. Lap number 55 now goes on the board for the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Only one on-track incident, bringing out a caution flag here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. And there you can see way off in that distance is that lead pack. Jim Ott, I mean, they've got to do something. They've got to run these drivers down. 7.3 seconds back from your top 15. Man, it's that's a lot. We'll jump back outside of the car as it looks like we've got one driver to pit road. Looks like the 77 comes to pit road, and trouble coming to pit road for a handful of drivers. Tiller, Hitchcock line all to pit road, and we've got trouble for Chad Hitchcock. He's gonna cut through the infield and do a little bit of landscaping. That should afford him a pit road penalty. Unfortunately, tough break for that 22 of Chad Hitchcock. We're taking a look at your stage 1 winner, Randy Henshaw. Looks like Henshaw now to pit road, well back behind the field, way outside of your top 10 now, sitting in that 21st position. Nobody coming to pit road just yet, and we've got a couple of drivers coming to pit road this time by Jeff No, Brandon Key, Ryan Henshaw, Ryan Farrell, all to pit road. Jason Harrison, Jim Ott, Donald Bennett, all coming to pit road as well. And we're going to have ourselves right at about 37, 35 laps remaining here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. So drivers, even stopping here, you're not going to have enough to make it to the end. Whoa! Right on to the tail end. Did you see Nick Goebel have to make a big move? Ooh, that could have been pretty bad right there. And now Goebel comes to pit road. Long train of cars coming to pit road. We've got a handful staying out. 2 drivers electing to stay out as Goebel, Gimbel, Schaefer, Urich, Baker, Wood, Whitaker, Gentry all come to pit road this time around. Maxwell Castro for the first time here tonight to the point in his 48 machine. Tell you what, why don't we get a little bit closer to the action, catch a little bit more of the front of the field. Give this man some credit where credit is due. He's played the strategy right. He's got a handful of drivers off of the lead lap right now in his next level racing 48 Chevy Z01 Camaro. Maxwell Castro leads the field at Talladega. What will Freeman and Castro do this time by? Looks like they're both going to break for pit road, and that should give the eventual race lead back to this man, possibly, as he's making his way off of pit road, getting up to speed The 94 of Nicholas Pressey right in front of him. Can the roasted Jim 81 of Jaden Gimble get back to the point? Check out Nick Goebel. He is right there as well. Goebel, one of those drivers that made a stop right there with Gimble. So Gimble, Goebel back off of pit road, back together at the front. Nicholas Pressey, unfortunately, gonna stay one lap down, but fortunately enough right now with your race leader. So if something goes awry, Pressey right there in that lucky dog position as we cross the line this time around. We'll have ourselves just 35 laps remaining here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. 94 laps in tonight's official race distance. We are well past that halfway point, knocking on the door of just 34 laps remaining. So drivers indeed have begun to eyeball the finish of tonight's race. We're going to have one more pit stop if we continue these long green flag runs. And I tell you what, race fans, what do you say we go ahead and run down some of your highlights here tonight? Driver running in that top spot, up 16 positions from where he started. The 81 of Jaden Gimble takes the race lead. Can he get back to victory lane and make it back-to-back winning performances here in the Pink Kit Ford Cup Series? How about Nick Goebel with a solid run here tonight? Driver out of San Bernardino, California, the 24. The California kid, Nick Goebel, looking to snatch his first race win of the season, running right there in the second position. Matthew Baker running in third, fourth in line right now out of Magnolia, Texas. Can Baker find a way to get around Pressey as we've got drivers pressing the issue on the outside lane? Brandon Key listed in that fourth position. There you can see him slotted up, trying to go three wide now. Oh boy, three wide at Talladega with Nicholas Pressey pushing the envelope. And he's going to push himself right back onto the lead lap. How about that? Things have changed now. Rounding out your top five is Charles Jurek. Things are going all astray here as we try to give some of these driver highlights and spotlights. So we're going to back off for just a moment. Man who was just second, now running all the way back in eighth. Look at him right there. All the way back here in the eighth position. And he's got the 88 of Chris Whitaker just behind him. 22 of Chad Hitchcock listed off of the lead lap. First driver one lap down, and now big time trouble for that 99 of Darryl Calder, because he's got a handful of drivers in front of him listed one lap down. So these drivers going to have to take a wave around, because we haven't really seen any trouble here tonight on track. All of these drivers have brought their speed shoes, and they are running this thing on down. Heck of a race here tonight for race number 10 in the International Virtual Racing League's Pink Kit Ford Cup Series. If you haven't already, race fans, give these drivers that love and appreciation. Show them you like the product that they put out to you each and every Tuesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Long green flag runs here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. So once again, if you haven't already, race fans, show these drivers some love. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every single time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, or one of the many sponsors. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. With that being said, once again, while you're here, while you're watching, drop these drivers that thumbs up. Back across the line, lap 64 now on the board, 31 remain here from Talladega Super Speedway. We've got two fresh faces at the front. Matthew Baker, Tommy Schaefer right there, 1 and 2. They've yet to go to victory lane this season. Brandon Key, the man, fourth in line, inside that 8 Nichols Chevy ZL1 Camaro. He's been to victory lane 1 time this season. He's looking to make it a second. Jeff No running right there in the 4th position, that 55. He's up 30 positions. 30 positions from where he started tonight's race. He's looking to step into the lead in a big way at one of the biggest, baddest, fastest tracks and have a solid top 5 possible race winning performance here. We'll have to keep our eye on that 55. Where is your stage 1 winner? What has happened to Henshaw? Way back through this field, listed in 22nd position right now. And your pole sitter not faring well either. Jaden Darling right there sitting in 21st. I mean, if we get a late race caution, all of this is going to change. The dynamics of the race are going to change. Fuel strategy, tire strategy is all going to change. So maybe playing it safe right now, knowing, hoping, wishing we're going to get that late race caution. And, well, you know, I'm not trying to jinx it, and I'm not trying to make it happen, but let's face the facts, ladies and gentlemen. This is Talladega. One of the baddest, fastest, biggest tracks that we visit all season long here in the Pinkett Ford Cup Series. And if you don't think we're going to see some crazy battle coming to the end of tonight's race for the checkered flag, well, I think you've got another one coming. You know what the big boys do on Sundays each and every time we see them there at Talladega or Daytona. So I would expect that you're going to see something very similar here tonight. Long green flag runs, though, here. Very, very patient drivers throughout this field. Still mixing it up. We've had side-by-side 3 wide racing here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway, closing in on the last handful of laps. We are just about 2/3 of the way through tonight's Talladega 94 and the Pinkett Ford Cup Series right here with the International Virtual Racing League. If you're looking for a great league of drivers, you're looking to rub elbows with some of the fastest guys on the simulator, will look no further. Head on over to the Facebook side of things and hit up the International Virtual Racing League. You can also find them in league directories right here on iRacing.com. Hook up with a handful of these admins officials and see if they can get you straightened on out, and maybe you'll find yourself on track with a shot for a race win, shot for a championship here in the Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Baker, Schaefer, and Key continue to run away at the front of the field. And as they begin to build this gap here, I got to ask myself, I mean, is that really what you want to do, is break away from the field as a 3-car group? I mean, is that what you really want to do? Because you know the momentum is in the numbers. And with drivers coming to pit road about 10 laps ago, there's no need to come to pit road just yet. You got yourself at least another 10 laps or so you're not building anything. What you are doing is allowing that big run to develop behind you. There you have it. Jim Mott will push that 42 of John Freeman right to the front. And drivers that were well behind, well, they're right here in the mix now. Ooh, big mix-up and shake-up. Let's look at this battle Matthew Baker with some trouble. He was down on the apron saving the car. He's going to fall all the way back outside of your top 10, now outside of your top 15 with John Freeman in the 42 taking over the race lead. Jim Hott shot out of a cannon. Where did he come from? Started third here tonight. And for one of the first times in a long time on the track here tonight, Ott back inside your top 5. What a run to the front of this field for John Freeman and Jim Ott. Maxwell Castro in the 48. He ran it long there before the end of that of the green flag pit cycle. Ran it longer than any other driver, so he's got some of the freshest tires. Both John Freeman and Maxwell Castro have some of the freshest tires out there on track. They've got some of the they got about a lap or two more fuel in their machines as well. And these drivers only needing about 5 more laps to make it to the end of tonight's race. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's not going to protect them if we have a green-white checkered. That is not built into these numbers right now, and these are not official numbers. These are just Dave in the Cave numbers, making them up as we go here. Just judging off of what we've been seeing here tonight. We've seen a handful of drivers in our opening stage run the entire stage without coming to pit road. So drivers definitely able to make it at least 21 laps on fuel. You'd have to think under green flag conditions, you're possibly looking at maybe 19, 20 if you're lucky and not having to save any. So with the door opening up for the final round of green flag pit stops, what will this field do? Huge night tonight here in the International Virtual Racing League Pinkett Ford Cup Series. We had ourselves 39 drivers take to the track here tonight, just a handful out of tonight's race. Looks like Nick Cannon in the 60 machine out of tonight's race, the 23 of oh, and there's big trouble for Jim Ott. Oh my gosh, what has happened at the front of this field? Got caught up in talking about it, and let's go look about it. Let's go to the replay. Oh, and just off of the nose of another car gets turned around up there at the front of this field. Let's take one more look at it here. 3, almost 4 wide across the nose of the 49 into the outside wall. Goes Ott, and oh my gosh, who was that? I believe that was the 88. The 88 absolutely ate that 4 car. Wow, that is big time. Let's go see if we can't catch that one. There's the 88. Where's the 88? He's going to make his way up right there. That is going to put an end to the night for that 88 for sure. Tough break here tonight for Christopher Whitaker. There you can see him smoking out of the back end of that 88 machine. You don't want to see that. You don't want to have that. And Whitaker goes to pit road, and he should be there for quite some time. Unfortunately, we've got ourselves our second caution of the evening here tonight. 3rd overall, as we had a stage break early on lap number 21. And we're going to have ourselves a short shootout to the checkered flag. Everybody's got to come to pit road. I mean, right here, you might as well come. It's going to at least get you enough fuel to possibly have a 1 green-white checkered attempt. So why not go ahead, come down pit road right here, top it off, try to make it all the way to the end. And as pit road does open up for your lead lap cars, we are going to step away for a final commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And back trackside as more drivers, looks like the entire field gonna come back down pit road to top off once again to make sure they can get all the way to the end of tonight's race. Looks like maybe two drivers electing to stay out. I believe Jason Ayerson will stay out on track there. You can see Ayerson moving to the front of this field, and that Tide 44 machine makes you think about Darrell Waltrip doing the icky shuffle. Or at least it does for me, Cincinnati Bengals fan. You know, it works. And if anybody's the hero, Roger, it's got to be you. You know, all heroes have bald heads, and you've got one of the biggest, baddest bald heads I've ever seen. Just saying. Better be easy, boss man gonna fire me, huh? Second caution of the night of falling here. And lap number 73, we're going to fire things back up and go double file for the restart with 19 to go. It's been a pretty calm, cool, collected night for all of the drivers out there tonight. Will we see the chaos ensue from this point on? At the end of these restrictor plates, those runs come a little bit from further back. The pushes get a little bit more authoritative, maybe. Not quite sure if that's the correct word to use right there, but more aggressive, I should say. So we should see a lot of aggressive driving. It's all about getting to the front. It's all about being able to maintain the race lead with those runs coming. The spotter going to be very vital over these final 18 laps when we toss the green flag out once again here at Talladega Superspeedway. And man, I'm telling you, don't bat an eye. If you didn't go get something to drink, well, it looks like you're going to watch the last 18 laps with a little bit of dry mouth, because the action is going to be crazy, I can assure you, in a long train of cars, because everybody came down pit road to retop off. Long train of cars on the bottom, just Brandon Zimmerman in the 32 on that high lane. And he's going to be I would assume, a sitting duck here on this restart. And here we go. Green flag flies once again as Harrison gets on the gas and up through the gears. That long train of cars begins to bring those engines to life. We see a handful of drivers jumping to the outside, back in the pack. 81 of Jaden Gimbel, one of the first drivers to jump from the back of the pack to lead a line. On that high side, you've got the 17 tucked in line 8, Jay Blaney, down a lap here, running third car, fourth car in line now, as we've got all kinds of mixing up at the front of the field. Drivers looking to jump to the high side and grab that run, utilize the momentum to their advantage. Looks like the 76 of Charles Urich will lead that outside line now. 4, 5, 6 cars all lined up trying to run back to the front. Lap number 1 after the restart now well and in the bag. Jason Ayerson leads Brandon Key and Tommy Schaefer back in third. Your top 5 all single file at the front of the field, but here comes that run from Urich. Here comes the run from Urich on the high side, and well, you asked for it out there, Joe. We'll get it to you. Let's head trackside real fast for a little more. Turn it up. Crazy action unfolding here. 2, 3, almost 4 wide down the backstretch. Third lane will dissipate and dry up a little. Oh boy. Forcing his way in line, and that's going to put the 31 in a tough situation. Bennett going to have to drop to the bottom. Great run up through this field for that 31 driver out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania. The 31 of Donald Bennett in that turn 3 posse machine up 22 positions. Now for the first time inside of your top 10. Battle for the race lead though. Charles Urich takes the point, leading that second lane. Jason Ayerson running tough in that tied 44 just on his driver's door. They'll make their way through 1 and 2. Back down the backstretch. Big train of double file. Man, I'm telling you, you can almost feel it. Something big's a brewing. 15 laps remaining. Oh, man. What? Oh, big trouble. Brandon Key eats the outside wall. Oh, my gosh. Third caution flag gonna fly here tonight. The HMG Innovations caution will fly. Jeff No and Brandon Key involved in this latest one. Oh my goodness, let's go back and take a look at what happened with Brandon Key. There you can see Key move to the outside of the pit. Oh! Whoa. Well, that was mighty abrupt there. Just a hard turn all of a sudden. Let's take one more look at it here. Oh, and a little bit of a door bump. Looked like possibly some net code. We'll try to take one more look at it here. Ooh, drivers coming in hot. One more look at it. There it is. A little bit of a bump from that 31 sent to 55 up the track into the 8, the 8 into the outside wall. Carnage, chaos, and whoa, buddy. Coming through. Back to the front of the field, though. Charles Urich with that big run on the high side. You seen Jaden Gimbel, that 81, third driver in line now. He's in third place. He was one of the first drivers to jump to that high side on the restart. He brought a long train of cars with him, and that 76 seen it coming. He jumped right out in front and rode that wave to the race lead. And oh, Uric coming to pit road. Gimbal faking it. That's going to be a little, maybe betting on some green-white checkers here. Jaden Gimbal stays out on track, but Charles Uric coming down pit road. Jason Ayerson will have control of this restart. Long, hard-fought battle for that 22 of Chad Hitchcock. You've seen the Ford Mustang go around your race leader, get himself back on the lead lap. Hitchcock has been one lap down for, I would say, somewhere around 40-plus laps here, just fighting lap after lap to try to get himself back onto the lead lap, and does so with your latest on-track caution coming out on lap number 73. Whew. Man, I'm telling you, it's just going to get, the pushes are just going to get bigger. The distance is going to get closer. And I think some feelings may be hurt after our latest caution flag flying. I apologize, on lap number 80 here tonight is when we seen this latest caution flag fly. And look at the bumper of that 44 of Jason Ayerson. He has been having the back end beaten off of him over the course of these final few laps that we've had moments ago. That 44, when he had the race lead, when we went back green flag racing, the bumper wasn't crinkled. There was no damage. But I guess it's checkers or records at this point. If you don't bring the checkered flag back home, you better just bring the steering wheel, because you got to give it all you got at this point in time. A little bit of damage on the rear of that 44. As long as he stays with the group and has somebody right behind him, he should be okay. Restart gonna look a little different once again. And Jason Ayerson will have Jaden Gimbal do his outside. Tommy Schaefer will line up second car inside lane. How about that 32, though? We haven't spoken much about that driver up all alone right now at the top of the speedway. That Ford Mustang. Quiet night here for Zimmerman, making one of his debuts here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway. First time we've seen him here in the Pink and Forward Cup Series with the International Virtual Racing League. So here on a debut night, trying to do it up big at one of the biggest, fastest, toughest little tracks. And I guess that's kind of an oxymoron, huh? To say one of the biggest, baddest, toughest little tracks. Nothing little about Talladega Super Speedway. I can assure you that. Maybe the amount of lifting that you do, that's the smallest thing here at Talladega Super Speedway. Back in row number 3 for this latest restart. 42 of John Freeman and the 31 of Donald Bennett. Maxwell Castro, he was leading a handful of laps. Can Castro get that next level racing? 48 back at the front of the field. 77 of John Tiller. He's led some laps here tonight as well. How about Nick Goebel, Ryan Farrell, rounding out your top 10, and with drivers doubling up, this restart going to look a lot different when we drop the green flag. The boss man in the flag stand ready to get this thing back underway with just 11 laps to go. With that latest caution, a handful more drivers out of tonight's race. It does look like the 86 of Patrick Gaspar now out of tonight's race. Jim Ott also out of tonight's race. The 49 of Billy Holcomb listed out of tonight's race. Chad Whitaker in that 88, he's trying to get the machine fixed up and get back out on to the racetrack, but he is going to fall off of the lead lap, multiple laps down now, and it looks like his night is pretty much all but at an end. Drivers make that long trek back to the restart box, and we get ready to fire things off once again here from Talladega. To the restart box we go, and on the gas, green flag flies once again here at Talladega Superspeedway. Race number 10 coming to a close here tonight. And there you see Jaden Gimbel, top of the speedway, looking for another victory here this season. He's already got 3 in his back pocket. Can he make it back-to-back visits to victory lane? With a big push from Zimmerman. Gimbel to the point, and he'll drop to the bottom. And here comes that 31 of Donald Bennett on the outside. He's got help from a good pusher, Maxwell Castro, second in line. Goebel right there as well. Nick Goebel has pushed a handful of... Whoa, boy! Drivers with some trouble as Bennett clears and drops to the bottom. More trouble. Goebel with contact. Uh-oh. Goebel goes around, catches the 7, catching some more drivers. Oh, Tyler Gentry caught up in this one. Nick Goebel, Gentry, Quentin Stewart all caught up and involved in this latest on-track incident. What do you say we go upstairs with one of our Turn 3 drone cams for this latest caution flag here on lap number 84. Caution flag will fly. And already seeing most of it happen back behind this field. We'll take one more look at it here. Oh, there's already some trouble. Already some trouble for that 24. And he's going to go around, catch a handful of drivers up with him here. And we'll find ourselves back under a quick caution at Talladega. Back with your race leader, Jaden Gimbel. Man, shot out of a cannon. Was nowhere to be seen about 20 laps ago. Just quietly, silently, methodically has made his way back to a points paying position. Well, they all pay points, but they pay more at the front. And Gimbel looking to snatch yet another race win. And how about the man right behind him, man? I'm telling you, Brendan Zimmerman, debut race here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway, up 34 positions from where he qualified, looking to finish on a podium in his first race with the International Virtual Racing League Pinkett Ford Cup Series. What a night him and his crew are having. How about Donald Bennett in that Turn 3 posse machine? Gonna restart. Second car inside lane. Bennett's up 28 positions from where he started tonight's race from. Maxwell Castro also up double digits. He's up 25 spots. So everybody inside your top 4 up in those double digits, all above 15 positions gained. And if that doesn't solidify what we were speaking about and alluding to in qualifying, the fact of it's a plate race. It doesn't particularly matter where you really qualify as long as you keep your car clean. You pretty much got a shot at it, and you don't even really need a completely clean car. We've seen some beaten, bangled, and mangled cars come away with some pretty great finishes here at Talladega Superspeedway in the past. So, I mean, the trouble can happen at the front. The trouble can happen at the back. But unfortunately, here tonight, for the Pinkett Ford Cup Series drivers, the trouble has come near the front of the field. And a lot of these drivers now at the front are drivers that played it safe for the majority of the night and stayed multiple seconds back behind your lead pack. And well, there's no laying back now. We're going to have 8 laps to go this time around. I believe 7 when we drop the green flag. If we get ourselves another caution here, we should see those green-white checkered attempts begin to come into play. But it's all about who has the fuel at this point. A lot of the field was last down to pit road on lap number 75. If we keep it true to about that 22-lap range on the fuel mileage, I mean, that's going to put drivers needing gas after the end of the first green-white checker. A handful of them coming to pit road here under this caution, giving themselves about a 10-lap buffer. And that should allow them to get through a second and third green-white checkered should we need it. So while it looks like maybe your top 9 drivers may not have enough if we get multiple green-white checkered attempts, a lot of drivers stacked up from about 10th all the way through 25th. It looks like we'll be able to make it on fuel to the end of this race no matter what happens from here on out. So if you're one of these drivers inside of that top 5, you're definitely looking for this thing to stay green flag to the end of tonight's race. And just like that, we are back side by side. Once again, the iRacing pace car lights are off, and we will get fired back off this time by. What a night here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. We've seen your race have a handful of cautions here, just a couple here tonight. But we've had drivers walking away with pole positions having trouble. Jaden Darling walked away with the pole position here in qualifying with a 53.99. The 75 has faded towards the back of this field, all the way back in 18th now. Your stage 1 winner to the 12 of Randy Henshaw. He's all the way back in 20th. How about Adam Wood? Your stage 2 winner. He's outside of the top 10. He's going to restart in 13th. So definitely a race of comers and goers. Big movers here tonight. Zimmerman, Gimbel, Castro, Bennett, all up more than 15 positions in tonight's race. And the iRacing pace car begins to make the left-hand turn, and we will get set to fire things back off once again. Your control car on the outside lane. Jaden Gimbel will lead him to the restart box, and here we go. Green flag flies once again. Big restart there for Gimbel. He's going to jump way out to the race lead. Not quite sure that's the big jump you'll want. 4 drivers all nose to tail on the bottom of the speedway now. And we will drop that timing and scoring immediately down for you. Let you follow along, see if you can't see your driver making some big moves. And we'll try to keep you updated on all these drivers back in the pack. 2, 3 wide. No front clip for one of these drivers, as I believe that is Hitchcock. Chad Hitchcock back on the lead lap, knocking on the door of a top 15 once again here. Here comes that momentum on the high side. Here comes the 77. Tiller looking to hunt the front. Will Bennett, will Zimmerman jump to the high side to make a move? Or are they content to run right here? And it's going to be too late for Bennett to jump. The 77 already covering him up. 6 to go this time by. Big run on that outside lane. The momentum is coming as more drivers join that outside lane. Now 5 drivers on the outside. Gimbel goes for a block. Big move to the bottom for the 77, and Gimbel's going to get left high and dry. Jaden Gimbel going to get left high and dry down the back stretch as now the 77 of Tiller and Farrell go by. They will drop right to the bottom, right in front of Brandon Zimmerman. Adam Wood in the 45. He's now left on the high side. First driver in the front of this line. He's going to try to make his way to the front. Big move now by Ryan Farrell. Farrell to the high side. He wants a push. He wants to lead a lap. Ryan Farrell trying to get back to the point of tonight's race, and at the line, they're going to give it to Farrell. Adam Wood with a big push. 3 wide now through 1 and 2. 3 wide, 2 rows deep here. Big block. Oh boy, almost 4 wide off of 2. Double file at the front of this car. Oh, at the front of this field. Drivers, those blocks beginning to get bigger. 2 and 3 wide at times. 42 not going to be able to get to the bottom. That's going to force another 3 wide situation. Bennett begins to fall through the field. The 43 still leading. 45 of Adam Wood right there tucked in line. Toyota and Chevy at the front. 2 Chevys leading their lines. Here comes Jaden Gimble with another run. We'll have 4 to go this time by. Big push out of Gimble. Oh my gosh, did you see Hitchcock? I thought that was Hitchcock. No, it wasn't. Looks like that may have been Donald Bennett. And now big damage on that 22. A lot of trouble here as our 5th caution flag flies. Big time damage for a lot of drivers. And it does look like it was that 22. Oh, and there it is. Nowhere to go for a handful of drivers, and there's the 31. That's how he got caught up and involved in this one. Man, let's take one more look at it. Let's see what happened here with Hitchcock. There you see him just a little bit out of shape. He's going to catch 2 or 3 drivers out. More drivers just pinballing around, catching a piece of the action. And unfortunately for a handful of innocent bystanders, so to speak, they're going to get caught up and have a piece of damage here. Man. And there you can see the hard impact has relegated that 22 to pit road. We'll join the race leader at the front of the field as we are now going to run this thing to overtime. It's going to be a green-white checkered attempt. Ryan Farrell, Matthew Baker at the front of the field. Jaden Gimble right there, 3rd. Adam Wood, 4th. Charles Zurich, Nicholas Pressey, Maxwell Castro. We got to ask ourselves how many of these drivers picked up some damage. And who's going to come to pit road? And just like that, man, you can go from running inside the top 5, inside a podium paying position, to all the way outside of the top 15. Big trouble now for that 32 of Brandon Zimmerman. Donald Bennett also, great run up through the field, but his night may come to a horrific end. Bennett right there struggling to catch back up with the race leader. Some big time damage on the driver's side after contact with that outside wall. Unfortunately, Bennett will fall all the way to 19th, but at this point, you got what you got. You got to get what you can get. We'll see if Bennett comes to pit road and tries to massage the fenders and try to get any and all of the speed out of that Chevy Z01 Camaro that he can here tonight. But talk of the town, front of the field, your top 3 drivers, 2 of them previous race winners. Ryan Farrell to victory lane 2 times so far this season. The only other driver to visit victory lane multiple times is that 81 of Jaden Gimble, running in 3rd. Gimble has been to victory lane 3 times this season. And hold up, we're going to change things up. We got to go to this guy, Darrell Calder. He's been a lap down since... What is it, guys? I believe it was like lap number 24 of tonight's race. And talk about perseverance. No front clip. Looking like a modified out there almost. And he has found a way back onto the lead lap. I'm not sure he's going to have a chance at the race win, but you got to give him a little bit of love here. I mean, to stay out in the field this long, just fighting for that lead lap, damage on your machine, still stay out there and fight. Hats off That's what you call perseverance and dedication. And Darrell Calder will look to maybe there's an 18-car wreck. You never know. Anyways, back to the front of the field. Man, I don't know. There's been a lot of runs from the high side, so I don't know if I want to be on that inside lane at all. It's been crazy good, these runs on the outside that these drivers are able to put together. We've seen big battles all throughout tonight's race, but the big runs are coming from the high side. We've seen drivers jump out there 3 wide and just blow past a ton of cars to grab the race lead. So what do you do here? I mean, what do you do if you're Castro? What do you do if you're Nicholas Pressey? Remember, that 94 was off of the lead lap about 20 laps ago, I should say. And here he is, inside the top 10. Once again, the 94 will restart third car outside row. If you're one of those drivers on the outside, if you're Adam Wood, what do you do? Do you stay right there with the 26? Do you jump 3 wide, hoping somebody's going to go with you? You only got 2 laps to decide what's going to go down, how it's going to happen. You don't have time to play with it. You got to get on it. You got to go here. And I don't know. I'm thinking if I'm Pressey, or I believe that 42 of John Freeman, any of those drivers in that high line from that point on back, I'm looking to go 3 wide. I'm looking to go 3 wide as soon as I can, and I don't care what anybody wants to say. I got to go. There's a checkered flag. There's a trophy on the line, and I ain't got time to wait in line. I'm going to make my own. We'll see if we've got any drivers in the field with that mentality. We'll see if we've got any drivers that are willing to go 4 wide. We've seen it twice tonight. We've seen it work out for a brief moment. But will it be a 4 wide crazy move to get the race lead? We've got 3 attempts at a green-white checkered should we need them here tonight in the Pink and Ford Cup Series. Brought to you by the International Virtual Racing League here on iRacing.com. It is down to the nitty-gritty. Business is about to pick up. iRacing pace car has ducked off. And man, here we go. Farrell and Baker lead the lines. Gimbel and Wood back in row 2. Urich and Pressey in row 3. To the restart box, and green flag flies as Farrell nails the loud pedal. Your top 4 break away from the field just a little bit. Popsicle sticks immediately on display. The timing and scoring and now on display as well for you. Oh, and look, it's already single file. Adam Wood hung out to dry all alone. Here comes some help. Pressey says, nope, I'm going to go right on around. Bottom lane opened up. Oh my goodness. They left the bottom open. They left that door wide open, and here comes Jaden Gimbel, and here comes 3 wide. The 42 of Freeman goes to the top of the speedway. Jaden Gimbel well out in front of this field. He's got 3 wide behind him. 1 car length advantage. He's got shark-infested waters now coming to fight him for that race lead. Crossing the line this time by. We're coming to the white flag. 1 to go here tonight in the Pink and Ford Cup Series. In contact, Gimbel goes around. His night's gonna go to bad places. John Freeman leading the field off of the back stretch. Now going to jump to the high side. Here comes a big run by Adam Wood. And the 77 gets turned. More chaos on the last lap. Here goes the 42, the 43, 94, all nose to tail through 3 and 4. Anybody going to make a move? Will John Freeman walk away with his first checkered flag, or will Ryan Farrell make the move? Big block. back to the top of the speedway. They're going to drop to the bottom. Big move there, and 2 tires below the yellow line. Not sure if it's going to stick. Big block by Pressey, but the 42 going to walk away with this one well and clear. It was decided. John Freeman with a solid run here on the restart, and the 42 will park it in victory lane. Wow, what a move, what a run here. At the end of tonight's race, we had carnage and chaos 2 separate times on our final lap. Race officials deeming it safe to stay, green flag, and not ended under caution. And man, were we treated to something there. Big moves, and you seen it. It was that jump to the outside that paid off for that 42. Man, what a night. What a run. And he will come to the front stretch and give the fans in the stands there. You can see it once again. Sold out, packed out house here for the International Virtual Racing League's Pink Hit Ford Cup Series. And here comes the smoke show. And that's going to be it. We're going to step away and set things up for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. And back track side. After a brief little commercial break, we'll catch up with some of the drivers walking away on the podium here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. Tell you what, let's see if we can't grab a few words and join that 75 of Jaden Darling. It's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's going on, Dave?
I can't say much, man. A heck of a night, heck of a race for me. So yeah, man, just great night.
It was
How
a wild
about you?
one. Definitely.
Well, let's start things off here with you walked away with that pole position. Not really sure how much that really means at a plate race. What's your thoughts on qualifying at these restrictors?
I think pole position actually sometimes comes as a disadvantage, especially when if you don't have your team directly behind you, you're at a huge disadvantage, and that's kind of what I saw at the beginning of the race. Um, you know, people aren't really willing to work with you, and that's so important in these super speedway races.
Absolutely. Sometimes enemies are your best friends, and your best friends are nowhere to be found. Fortunately enough for you, though, through tonight's race, man, you were able to dodge some of the chaos and carnage there. Got clipped a little bit towards the end and what have you, but still walking away with a great finish here tonight. As we move forward, is there any one particular track that kind of sticks out that we may see you back in these post-race interviews, but at the top?
One person that consistently impresses me every race is John Tiller. He got spun somehow. I thought he was going to be honestly, I thought he was going to win this race. He was up there in the position to do so. I saw him in the top 10 pretty much the whole race. I don't know what happened there, but I got lucky enough to get around whatever happened, and I had there's no way I thought I'd get a podium. No way.
Well, Jaden, you got it anyway. It doesn't matter if you thought it happened or you didn't think it would. You can pinch yourself. It is real, my man. So before we let you go and enjoy the fine finish here tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
100%. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my mom. She's battling an illness right now. She's going to be pumped to watch this. Field Up Motorsports, Swift Home Buyers, Clark Heating and Cooling, Factory Effects, Ream, Arrow Broadcast Network, Venue Radio, and 24/7 Sim Services and Race Control.
All right, my man. Well, again, as always, pleasure catching up with you trackside. And a heck of a finish. Congratulations on the pole position, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you next week. What do you say?
Sounds great, and thank you guys. You guys do a great broadcast.
All right, well, there you have it. Final few words, and you heard it from him. He's not quite sure if qualifying on the pole position really has much of an advantage. Nonetheless, still a solid night. The 75 of Jaden Darling walks away from the track in third. And that will move us right along to the man that almost snuck one in here. Let's see if we can't catch up and have a few words with the driver inside of that 43 machine. Ryan, it's Dave. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, my man. Just came up a little short right there. Man, that was close, huh?
Yeah, I actually didn't know I even finished second until I was getting ready to hop off Discord. Noticed that I finished second. I was like, oh. So, yeah, it was a close finish at the end. It's typical, plate racing. It's just crazy chaos at the end. Whoever gets to the line in one piece usually wins.
Now, Ryan, we've seen some trouble at the front of this field on a handful of occasions. I want to say about 2 or 3 occasions, bringing out the caution flag here tonight. You ran inside of the top 10 for the majority of the night. How were you able to keep that 43 clean until the last little bit of chaos on the final lap?
It's a lot of it's luck, but I try to keep a gap between the cars that I'm fronting, and the way our pit strategy worked out, you try to have to save a little bit of fuel anyway, so it's easier just kind of you ride wherever you're at. But there was that one wreck out; it was right in front of me, and I just took the left, and I got lucky; no one was beneath me. But it's a lot of luck, but patience too. Take your time. Like that at the end of the race. You just got to be close to have a chance to win. Freeman came from nowhere, so just keeping it close to the front. You don't have to be right and smack in the middle of it. You just got to be close to the front.
Absolutely. You got to be in it for a chance to win it, and you got to be around when it's pay time. And Ryan, you were right there at the end. Unfortunately, not getting that third race win this season, but still walking away with a heck of a finish. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Sure. Before that, though, we got 6 more road courses coming up, so that's where I'm looking to get some points back. You know what I mean?
I got you. I got you.
All right. I want to thank you guys for putting on a great show and letting us broadcast our races through you guys. So appreciate that. And IVRL for putting this league together. It's a great league, great bunch of guys. I want to thank my fiance, for letting me get up here and run some races with the guys. And Alpha Pace Motors, they do my RC motors for me. They sponsor everything I do. So those guys, and can't wait to get back next week.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the second place here tonight. And we'll look forward to trying to catch up with you a little bit later on through the season, and I'm sure we'll see you at a road course.
Looking forward to it.
All right, there you have it. Ryan Farrell happy with the second place. Yeah, he would have liked one more, but with some of the carnage and chaos ensuing there, just happy to walk away with a good finish. Was surprised he even had second, but he's going to be a fairly happy camper when he gets those points tallied to his overall point standings here. Ryan Farrell parks that 43 home in second here tonight. That's going to move us right on along and down into victory lane. Let's see if we can dial up and have a word with your race leader inside of his 42 Chevy Z01 Camaro. John, it's Dave. You got me?
Yes, sir, Dave. I got you. How are you doing right now?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm sure you're doing better, huh?
Oh, I am doing amazing. That finish had my heart racing. It was a heck of a race for sure. I thought I had lost it at one point, to be honest with you there, Dave. Me and one of my teammates, Maxwell Castro, had a really good strategy where we stayed out one lap longer than everyone else on that green flag pit stop, and we were able to move our way to the front there on the high line and get to first and third with about 26 to go, leading there, had more fuel than everyone else, and we thought it was going to be a good chance to just ride and be there at the end. And when I'm be honest with you, when that caution came out with 20 to go, Dave, I thought it was over. Me and Max both did. We didn't think we had a chance in the world. The whole pack was going to be there, and we knew it was going to go downhill. But to pull that out, be able to make that move, I don't know who was behind me going into 3 when I slung that thing to the high line, but they deserve all the credit for that push. And when I tell you my heart was racing, man, I can't appreciate you guys enough for putting on this broadcast in this league, because I'm having a ton of fun. And after having a bunch of top 5s so far this season and being so close to some wins, to finally get it done, I'm ecstatic.
Absolutely. Well, I know all the admins and race control and everybody involved with the league appreciate the comments. I appreciate the comments as well, and everybody else back at the network. But it's about you right now, John. I mean, that run that you talked about, I believe it was the 94 of Nicholas Pressey that had the push on your tail end on the bumper to get you up and around there. But you're the one that jumped out there and made the move. Do you think if you had made the move any sooner, it would have still worked out, or what's your thoughts on that last lap move?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't sure it was gonna work out at all. I had realized over the last few runs that the bottom was just checking up a little too much, and you couldn't build any momentum. So I had actually gotten by Presley with 2 to go, coming off of 2, slung to the bottom, and was behind my teammate Max, but he had some front end damage from a pit road collision. So I saw them kind of side drafting the middle lane and the bottom lane, and I had such a massive run. I just threw it out there and said, I'm either going to get the lead here, be up front, I'm going to wreck. Luckily enough, there was some room up there. The guys in the middle lane gave me some room, so props to them. And I guess, like you said, Presley gave me a hell of a shove that got me up front coming to the white flag. And then, luckily enough, there was some contact for second behind me, which I really think helped, like, kind of hurt any run they were trying to build to get to me, which was helped me be able to hold on that last lap. And I was a nervous wreck, to be completely honest.
Well, you cross the checkered flag. You cross the start-finish line first. Grab the checkered flag. First race win of the season for you. You locked into the championship playoffs now. That's got to feel good as well. So, John, congratulations with everything done here tonight. Job well done. Before we let you go and celebrate this race-winning performance, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at your shop?
Yes, sir. It's going to be a few, so hope you don't get mad at me. So, first of all, I want to thank Max for working great with me all night, as long with the other turn left go fast guys like Matt Montgomery, some good FTR buddies of mine, which is the main sponsor of my car. You got Billy Holcomb and Jason Colbum, or as I know him as War Racer. This was their first race in a league on iRacing, Dave, and they had up and downs, but they're learning, and I'm glad they really had a good time. Shout out to JCR, my buddies from console. They're my dudes, and one of them actually raced tonight. His name is Jordan. But it was a good race all around. Again, thank you to FTR Racing League for sponsoring me, as well as Simply Sweets by Crystal. That is Billy Holcomb's wife, and she has a side business, and she makes like little sweets and stuff that you can buy from her. It was a hell of a race. I also want to thank Randy for that scheme. But I think that's all. Again, thank you for putting on this broadcast. You do a wonderful job yourself, and I'm glad to have you as well.
Well, John, you did the best job here tonight. You walked away with the checkered flag. Congratulations on making it into the championship chase. Now you don't have to worry anything about anything except for stacking those playoff points the rest of the season, and we'll hope that we get to talk to you once again here in Victory Lane before we start that championship run. So again, congratulations. Until next time, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the man that doesn't believe he even got the race win. And how on point is that with a lot of the big boys that walk away on Sundays with the race wins here at Talladega Superspeedway? Sometimes you just got to be at the right place at the right time and catch the right push. And John Freeman was able to do so, got a push. I believe it was the 77 that got him up to the front, and then right there at the end, I believe the 94 helped out a little bit. Not quite sure about those numbers, but however it shook down, all that matters is this man's on to his championship run. John Freeman locked into the playoffs, walking away with the checkered flag here tonight from Talladega Superspeedway. And what a night it was, race fans. Man, I don't think it gets any better than that. Man, what a night. And with producers hitting those familiar sounds and tunes in the background, you know what that means. You know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results right here from Talladega Superspeedway in the International Virtual Racing League's Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Walking away with the race win, checkered flag, first time of the season. John Freeman parks that 42 in Victory Lane. Ryan Farrell walks away from the track with another top 5. He finishes back in second. Your pole sitter here tonight rounds out your podium drivers. Matthew Baker back in fourth. Nicholas Pressey in fifth. Maxwell Castro walks away from the track in sixth. Seventh place tonight, the 76 of Charles Urich. Jeff No in the 55 debut race tonight finishes with a solid top 10. No walks away in 8th. 9th place from Talladega tonight to Randy Hinshaw, your stage 1 winner. Brandon Zimmerman in 32 rounds out your top 10. Ryan Hinshaw back in 11th, 12th place tonight to Matthew Montgomery. Darrell Calder, what a return to the front of the field after grabbing himself his lap back late in the race. Calder walks away 13th. 31 machine of Donald Bennett catches some late race trouble and finishes in 14th here tonight. Nathan Line back in 15th. John Tiller 16th. 17th to Adam Wood. Jaden Gimbel in the 81 machine will walk away 18th. 19th from the track tonight. And Talladega Super Speedway belongs to Cade Gimbel. Jason Harrison back in 20th. 21st to Tyler Gentry. Brandon Key. 22nd, Jason Coleman. Blaney back in 21st. Fourth, how about that 11 of Quentin Stewart? Rounding out your top 5, Chad Hitchcock, Tommy Schaefer, Tyler Brown back in 28th. Rest of the field looks a little something like this. Nick Goebel, there's that 41 target machine making his debut back in 30th. Billy Holcomb, Jim Ott, Chris Whitaker, Patrick Gaspar, Nick Cannon, and Mark Snyder finish out this field. What a race! What a night! And that's going to be it from us here in the production booth as the music begins to come to an end. We're going to cut the lights off and head on out. Stay safe, stay in love, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in turn 3.